This last week for us, we had a crazy upset in the NFL that I predicted and J Ray predicted. Well, J Ray on bet. The thing was, J Ray had the Giants winning, but he didn't actually go in and put his bet where his mouth was on the Yahoo Sports app by having the Giants beating the Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
And let me tell you guys, primetime football Sunday morning, Daniel Jones and Brian Dable did the impossible. The Giants are 4-1. They have the second most wins in the entire NFC. And what's so special about that is this team's not even trying to win games. And with Dable calling the plays, there's new life, energy, and creativity in this offense that last year was so desolate. I don't even have to talk about it. It was like watching paint dry on a wall. And what really stood out was Daniel Jones' toughness, playing through injury. He was beaten, battered, and bleeding, and he still outplayed Aaron Rodgers. The Giants defense made timely stops in the biggest moments, and without four of their top six receivers, Saquon Barkley just had another great game, adding to what has been an incredible season for him. My question for you guys is, are the Giants a playoff team?
It's crazy to say it, but like I said, in the way the NFC is shaping out, I don't see why it's not possible. They played that game. They didn't have anybody. They were injured. They had no weapons on the outside. Darius Slayton stepped up big time. Danny Dimes was just recovering from a sprained ankle. There was a point in time Saquon was out. This team, it has changed. This team has changed. And I'm from New York. I've seen this up front because I've had no choice but to be stuck watching the Jets and the Giants every damn Sunday on CBS and Fox. The Giants of yesteryear do not pull off these games. They do not win these games. And there's something special within this team. I'm not saying special like they're going to go out there and shock the world and win a Super Bowl, but this team is better than what we think they are. And going into the season, if you told me that the Giants were going to start the season 4-1, or the Jets were going to start the season 3-2, I would have laughed at you. I would have taken the opposite bet. I would have been like, all right, cool. Go waste your money on that one. But no, this Giants team is legit. Yeah, they lost to the Cowboys, but I think they're figuring themselves out every single game now. I think Dabble is having more trust in Daniel Jones. And more than that, I think Daniel Jones trusts his head coach too. I think they all trust each other. It seems like a family's going out there and fighting. I remember in week 1 when they scored a touchdown, seeing them react when Shepard and Saquon Barkley went over to the sideline to hug Dabble. And dude, it just looked like something is different. Something is different. They care. They're all engaged. And I think this Giants team is talented, but most importantly, they're gritty and they're tough. So why not? Why not? Why can't they make the playoffs?
They exude toughness, Justin.
Yeah, definitely do. They're resembling this exactly what the city is. And I'm happy to say that I'm a New Yorker seeing this kind of football.
Friends had a meltdown.
You guys done with your
here's negative
ignorance. I guess
negative
ignorance
Nancy.
really is bliss. First, I just got to say, John started it off by saying that these Giants teams are not trying to win. I don't know about you, John, but I would imagine if you asked every Giants player on this current team and all their coaching staff that they would tell you that they are trying to win. I don't think Daniel Jones is going to play through the ankle injury and not try to win. So I would kind of pump the brakes on that. Yes, we can look at them and say that they're in a rebuild mode, which is a true statement. But to say that they're not going to win and they're not going out there trying to win, I think that's a little bit of a indictment on them. Now, for Justin says that if you would have told me they were 4-1 before the season, I would have laughed at you. But I would imagine Justin, I'm pretty sure you had them beating the Titans week 1. You definitely picked them over the Panthers week 2. I forget what you picked for the Giants-Cowboys game. I think you might have led.
Cowboys, I believe.
I think you were iffy on that one, though, because of Cooper Rush starting. I'm almost positive you picked him over the Bears. And then this past week, you were, again, another iffy one. So you say that you would have laughed at them, but again, I show you that their strength of schedule hasn't been that impressive. So this whole NFC East is getting an easy slate of games this season. I think this season is going to be a very outlier for these teams. Like, there's a legitimate chance that the Eagles can win their first 10, 11 games and be 11 and 10 and 0. And it's simply because they've got great matchups and they're playing not very good teams. I'm not going to overblow this Giants team. Dayball is doing a very good job. He's probably the lead for coach of the year so far. But yeah, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to sit here and now say, okay, I'm going to ignore the past 3 seasons or 4 seasons of Daniel Jones before and say, this is the guy?
Well, I don't think anybody is going into this saying this is the guy, not
Okay.
even myself. No, not even myself. It's funny. So a buddy of ours, JQ, to the people watching, had texted us and he was like, listen, I don't know what the future holds for Daniel Jones, but one thing I do know is this guy goes out there and lays it all on the line.
Mm-hmm.
And he does.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say this guy is going to be the future of this team. I think we can all agree he's probably not.
Yeah.
But just got to tip your cap because the guy's tough as nails. He's going out there just playing winning football right now.
Daniel Jones gets his 5th-year option declined. And for him in the NFL, it's survival mode. He no longer was a commitment to the Giants, team that had spent the 6th overall pick on this guy just 3.5 years ago. Ultimately, what we're seeing from Daniel Jones is a quarterback that was a good prospect, but he wasn't great. He wasn't 6th overall pick, New York franchise quarterback material. But now you put in place a very good offense with the proper scheme and a great young head coach that has lit a fire under him, much like he has other quarterbacks in his past as a coach all over the NFL and collegiate ranks. And you're saying, this is what Daniel Jones really is. We can't evaluate him on the years with Jason Garrett and an inadequate roster around him where he was playing through injuries. This Giant team, yes, they're trying to win games, but they're in rebuilding mode. They're looking to get a top 10 pick or maybe move up for a top 10 pick to get themselves a franchise guy in the draft. Daniel Jones is playing his way into a new team, like the Panthers maybe. He's a Carolina or is a Charlotte kid, and the Panthers, with a new head coach, start to invest more into that offensive line along with Ike Ekwonu at left tackle. You can say, for many franchises, he can be an above-average quarterback that may be limited, but he's taking care of the football. He's extending plays in the move, making good, accurate throws on the run. And like you said, Justin, this kid will put it all on the line. He doesn't shy away from anything, even through a freaking ankle sprain.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, Brandon, I know you said, why would I laugh at somebody if I've been picking them all these weeks? After week 1, I picked them as just an upset. And then watching them in that game, I was like, oh my gosh, maybe this team is actually something's changing. So that's why I've been rolling with the Giants week to week. It's not because I had this ultimate undying faith in them in the beginning of the season. And by the way, my pick 'em got freaking screwed thanks to your boy Russell Wilson not throwing to a wide open wide receiver over there for the game-winning touchdown. He had it. Pisses me off. Zero in on one side the whole way. Didn't even look for another read.